What is up, everybody? Thomas here from Thunderbolt Films, and today I'm bringing you a video that I have been wanting to do for over 3 years. That's right, I'm putting together, finally, my first ever video editing computer. Let's start with the processor. The Intel Core i5-6400LG 1151 processor. This was a bit of a budget constraint buy. Originally I wanted to get an i7, but again, not in my budget constraints, which had to stay under $900. So I will be upgrading this to an i7 soon, once I get some more money saved up. But for now, that's what we'll work with. The second thing is the motherboard. This is the B8 Gigabyte B8 5M DS3HA.
Yeah, I fucked up. Turns out my motherboard doesn't support my processor. My i5 processor is an 1150-100, but my motherboard supports 1150. And coming to a heartbreaking conclusion, it wouldn't fit. Which meant the next day I had to drive an hour up to Fort Wayne, Indiana, to Fry's Electronics Store and purchase a new motherboard, the Asus H170 Plus D3, which, yes, it does support LGA 1151. Who would have thought just one letter made such a huge difference?
This is the memory. I went with Ballistics Crucial. It's pretty good. I got this from. I was inspired by Austin Evans to get this through Ballistics because of the computer builds he does and the performance that he gets from them. So I have 32 gigabytes of memory. So I've been told I would not need that much, but I'm working in Adobe After Effects, and oftentimes they're in this, Premiere and After Effects are open at the same time, so I need that extra power just in case. Next up is the graphics card. This is the GeForce GTX 950. It's pretty nice. It's got two fans, two DVI ports, HDMI port, and HDMI display port, and an plain old regular HDMI port, just in case I want to go third monitor, which I'm going back and forth on. If you guys think I should, let me know. Next up is the CPU cooler. This is the H60 Hydro series from Corsair, and this is good. Now I do not plan on overclocking the Core i5. I've been given advice from my uncle that it doesn't make much of a difference. In fact, it may actually cause your computer to be more unstable. I'm not going to confirm that because I don't plan on overclocking this, but I wanted to be safe and just go with a good cooler. And I'm pretty sure this comes with its own cooler, but I don't really want to use that. Yeah, because I've heard that the typical coolers that ship with these processors aren't very good. So, okay, next up is the power supply. This is a NEX 750 watt power supply. It's pretty good. I wanted to be as safe as I could, and I've seen builds that have like $3,000 parts and everything, and they go with 750 watts. So I think I'll be safe there. So yeah, that's good. And next thing I want to do is the SSD. So this is a Samsung 250 gig SSD. Now my old SSD, which is this, it was nice. It was my first SSD that I got, but the problem was it's as you can see, it's 120 gigs, which isn't a lot to work with when it comes to software and everything. So yeah, it's gonna be good. And I will not be installing Windows 10 on this because I had what was on my old SSD cloned to the new SSD thanks to my uncle. As you can see, it's already been opened. But my uncle cloned the old SSD to the new one, so I will have to do some work. I will have to defragment it because I haven't done that in a bit. So yeah, but this should be good, and 250 gigs should work. And this is strictly for my operating system and my Premiere and Chrome web browsers and everything. So, and I did not get a traditional hard drive for storage. I will be doing that later on. I do have external hard drives that we'll be purposing for this build. So, but yeah, I think it should be good. Okay, last up is the case. This is Corsair. I don't remember what this was called actually, but it's pretty good. This was also a bit of a budget buy. I wasn't looking for really anything that special. What I was looking for was a window on the side, so I could see through it, because I don't know, it just seems cool like that. But it's got 2 fans included with it. Now how good they are, I don't know. If I do end up replacing them, I wouldn't be surprised. So, because it's always good to have a little extra cooling. You can never be too safe when it comes to temperatures. On the front here, it's got 2 USB 3.0 ports, a headphone jack, microphone jack, which I won't be using, power button, and what I'm assuming is a restart button. So, which is weird. I don't really see too many computers with restart buttons, at least not ones you buy in stores. But anyway, but guys, now that that's all out of the way, it's time to build this thing.
First, I unboxed the new motherboard and placed it on top of its box. This will help sturdiness and prevent bending of the motherboard. The first part to go in is the CPU, and yes, it did fit. Then, press down the clamps. The next thing I installed was the RAM. If you're not using all the PCI ports, refer to the instruction manual of your motherboard or RAM to properly match the PCI ports that coincide with the RAM. Since I was using all 4 slots, I could utilize them as I wish. Next, it was time to install it into the case. I aligned the motherboard with the standoff screws that were part of the case and lined it up with the holes coinciding with the motherboard, and then screwed them in. Next, it was time for the graphics card. I removed 2 plates and easily slid it into the motherboard. Next was the water cooler. Important note, if your cooler has base plate that goes underneath the motherboard, make sure you put that under your motherboard before you screw it into the case. That way, you won't have to take the whole thing out like I did. I took out one of the pre-installed fans that came included with the case, and installed the Corsair fan that came with the cooler, and placed the radiator on top of the fan. Next comes the power supply. I mounted mine with my fan facing up. Now I know some people might say that this is the wrong way, but I've seen professional builds with their PCU like this, and they said it works fine. However, if I choose to switch it, I will. Then it was time to route all the cables. I wrapped the cables from behind the outer shell of the case. I then connected the 24-pin connector to the 24-pin connection on the motherboard. Next, I put in my SSD. I was pleasantly surprised that this case came with 2 slots for SSDs, which meant I didn't have to buy any adapters to put them in regular hard drive slots. I then connected the SATA cables to that of the SSD and the optical drive that I stole from my old computer. I then provided finishing touches on the cable management.
Moment of truth.
Breakthrough. Yes!
And there it is. It is done. Transition to about 4 days later. Well, more like 5. And holy crap, guys, I cannot believe it. Productivity has gone through the roof. Video I shot in New York, done. The Inglourious Basterds prequel video, link below, done. So much done and so much more to get done. And I am so happy. And man, I almost teared up when I realized I was playing full HD video, rendering full HD video. Look at this, look at this, look at it. So after I got this together, I decided to put it under some test. I tried some gaming on it, playing War Thunder, and this is the first time I've been able to record actual game footage using OBS. And I was able to play at good rendering speeds at 60 frames per second, though you're viewing it in 30, because that's what OBS was set to. And then I put it under some heavy editing, and man, the power usage is night and day compared to my old machine. It is fantastic. Guys, right away, the money I spent on it, the time I spent on it, time it took to build this thing, put it all together, it was worth it 110%. My God. Now that I build one, I for those who build computers, do you ever just want to build more? Because I really do. I really want to build more. So, yeah, I probably will. So, well, guys, that's about it. I will keep you up to date as these things go along, and videos should be coming out more often and everything. So, and I am back to a 1 video a week schedule, maybe even more with this stuff and some videos I've already gotten done. So, yeah, guys, I'm really happy. So, guys, that's about it. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, ThomasBolt1, like the Facebook page, Thunderbolt Films. Follow me on Instagram, TheTomBolt. Subscribe to the Thunderbolt Vlogs/Extras channel, and make sure to head on over to ThunderboltFilms.club for more website-exclusive content. So, guys, that's it, and I will see you next time. Bye!